January 2026, Manchester United are at rock bottom. They're sitting sixth in the table. They've won just 3 of their last 11 games, and the team looks absolutely broken. The manager, Ruben Amorim, is gone, sacked after a public spot over the club's direction, and the season is in total freefall. Then, a quiet club legend steps in. Again. Michael Carrick is named interim head coach on January 13th, and in just 4 games, he completely turns it all around. 4 games, 4 wins. Against City, Arsenal, Fulham, and Spurs. It's United's longest winning streak in years. So how did he do it? How did Carrick take a team that was spiraling out of control and with just a few simple tweaks make them look organized, confident, and dangerous again? Was this some kind of tactical masterclass, or was it just plain old common sense? 1. The problem. A club in crisis. To really get the scale of Carrick's achievement, you have to remember just how bad things were. Under Ruben Amorim, United were a team trapped by a rigid ideology that just wasn't working. Amorim arrived famous for his complex 3-at-the-back system, a system he refused to compromise on. The problem, the squad he inherited wasn't built for it. The result was a team that looked robotic and totally confused. Players were shoehorned into roles that didn't fit, confidence was shot, and the performances were a disjointed mess. The defense was built on a high-risk marking system that left players constantly exposed, opening up huge gaps for opponents to run into. The attack, for all its talent, was stale and predictable. Rival managers like Fulham's Marco Silva even said publicly that they knew exactly how United would play and found it easy to set up against them. On top of that, there was a growing rift between the manager and the club's leadership. Amorim wanted to be a manager with total control, but the club saw him as a head coach and were losing faith in his tactical inflexibility. The tension eventually boiled over, leading to his dismissal. For the fans, it was infuriating. They were watching a squad full of talent play with zero freedom, zero joy, and no real identity. They saw gifted players like Kobbie Mainoo bizarrely sidelined, not starting a single Premier League game under Amorim despite his obvious potential. Mainoo was the player fans were desperate to see, but Amorim insisted he couldn't play alongside Bruno Fernandes, a theory Carrick debunked almost immediately. The team could barely string 2 wins together and had a dreadful record against rivals like Spurs, who they hadn't beaten in their last 4 tries under Amorim. The club wasn't just losing, it felt like it was losing its soul. 2. The solution. Carrick's simple genius. When Michael Carrick took charge, he didn't show up with some revolutionary, groundbreaking philosophy. He brought something much more valuable: clarity, simplicity, and a deep understanding of his players. He didn't try to reinvent the wheel, he just put the wheels back on. His master plan was built on 4 key changes. First, and most importantly, he immediately changed the formation. Amorim's rigid 3-at-the-back was out. In its place, Carrick went back to basics with a classic, familiar 4-2-3-1. This wasn't some stroke of tactical genius, and that was exactly the point. It was a shape the players knew inside and out. It gave them clear roles, restoring a sense of balance and stability that had been gone for months. Defensively, they'd drop into a solid 4-4-2-0, plugging the gaps that were so easy to exploit before. This wasn't about complex diagrams, it was about giving players a comfortable foundation so they could play with confidence instead of confusion. A simple, pragmatic decision that paid off instantly. Second, he completely overhauled the defense. The high-risk man-for-man press that Amorim demanded was gone. Instead, Carrick installed a compact, zonal-based defensive unit. The team started defending as a collective, shifting together to cut off passing lanes and deny space, rather than relying on individuals to win risky duels all over the pitch. This less aggressive, more disciplined approach instantly made United harder to break down. It let an experienced head like Casemiro use his intelligence to read the game and control the tempo, not get dragged out of position. The clean sheet in the 2-0 win against Tottenham, a team that had given them fits, was the perfect example of this newfound defensive strength. Third, Carrick fixed the midfield by unleashing its most exciting talent, Kobbie Mainoo. After being practically frozen out, Mainu was thrown straight into the starting lineup for Carrick's first game, the Manchester Derby. It was a massive show of faith, and Mainu repaid it on the spot. Carrick didn't just play him, he built the midfield around him. He saw that Mainu's calmness on the ball, his press resistance, and his forward-thinking passes were exactly what United were crying out for. Under Carrick, Mainu started all 4 games, played every minute, and on multiple occasions covered more ground than anyone else on the pitch. He became the crucial link between defense and attack, recycling the ball and always looking to play it forward. His brilliant assist for the winner against Arsenal highlighted his impact, but his real value went beyond stats. He brought balance, composure, and a sense of control that had been missing all year. By simply trusting the player everyone wanted to see, Carrick proved the old manager's assessment completely wrong and unlocked the entire midfield. Finally, with the structure and midfield sorted, Carrick gave the attack its freedom back. He brought in clear attacking patterns designed to create multiple threats. Instead of static, predictable play, United started using clever diagonal passes and quick midfield triangles to break the lines. This fluid movement dragged defenders out of position, creating pockets of space for players like Bruno Fernandes to do what they do best. The roles of the forwards were also redefined. Brian Mbeumo, often stuck out wide before, was now used more as a central striker where his lethal finishing could be maximized. It worked, as he scored in the massive wins against Manchester City and Arsenal. The new coaching staff, which included club legend Johnny Evans, brought fresh ideas too. A smart short corner routine credited to Evans led to the first goal against Spurs, showing a level of tactical detail that had been missing. But more than anything, the players just looked like they were enjoying their football again. They played with swagger and a unity that was gone, celebrating every goal as a team and fighting for each other. It's incredible what a few clear-headed decisions can do, right? We've seen the structure, the defense, and the midfield completely transformed. But before we get into the incredible results and what this all means for the future, if you're enjoying this breakdown, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. The Carrick effect. 4 Premier League games, 4 straight wins, a dominant 2-0 victory over rivals Manchester City at Old Trafford, a huge away win at Arsenal, and solid wins against Fulham and a Tottenham team that had been unbeaten in 4 tries. This run was the club's best in years and shot them up from a miserable 6th place into the top 4, putting them right back in the Champions League hunt. Across all competitions, the team suddenly found themselves on an 8-game unbeaten run, something they hadn't managed since February 2022. Carrick took a team that couldn't win 2 games in a row and made them look like one of the most in-form sides in the league. And he didn't do it by being a dictator, he did it by being a facilitator. He trusted his players, simplified the tactics, and brought belief and unity back to a fractured dressing room. He proved that you don't need months of training to make visible, positive changes. While he's only in charge until the end of the season, Carrick has done more than just win a few games. He's laid out a blueprint for how this Manchester United team should play. He's shown that by focusing on the core principles, a solid shape, disciplined defending, empowering your best players, and giving attackers freedom, this squad has what it takes to compete. He gave the club its joy back. The question now is what the future holds. The club is already looking for a permanent manager for next season, but with this incredible start, Michael Carrick has undeniably made a powerful case for himself. Was this short stint the most effective interim management in United's recent history, or is this just a classic new manager bounce? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.